Presidential Proclamation. Regulatory relief for certain stationary sources to promote American energy. April 8, 2025. Section 1. Importance of coal-fired electricity generation. Highlights coal-fired electricity as crucial for maintaining a reliable national electrical grid, ensuring affordable electricity prices, and supporting U.S. energy security. States that the federal government has a vital role in safeguarding a stable and reliable national electricity supply. Argues that imposing unrealistic or unattainable emissions control requirements on coal power plants undermines this important mission. Section 2. Description of the EPA Rule on Emission Standards. Describes a rule published by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, on May 7, 2024, titled National Emission Standards for Hazardous Air Pollutants, Coal and Oil-Fired Electric Utility Steam, Generating Units Review of the Residual Risk and Technology Review, referred to as the Rule. Explains that the rule amends existing mercury and air toxic standards, MATS, making them more stringent. States the rule's effective date, July 8, 2024, and its compliance date, July 8, 2027, giving regulated facilities a 3-year window to comply with the new, stricter standards. Section 3. Problems and risks created by the EPA rule. Claims the rule places severe and unreasonable burdens on coal-fired power plants. Specifically notes the EPA standards require the adoption of emissions control technologies that currently do not exist in commercially viable form. Argues that due to the unrealistic compliance timeline, there is a significant risk that many coal power plants would be forced to shut down entirely. Highlights the anticipated negative consequences, including loss of thousands of jobs, severe threats to reliability and security of the U.S. electrical grid, harmful economic consequences and increased national security risks, including potential electricity shortages, greater reliance on foreign energy sources, and vulnerability to disruptions in energy supplies, especially during crises. Presidential Proclamation. Action and exemption granted. Citing his constitutional and legal authority, particularly under Section 112(I)(4) of the Clean Air Act, President Trump announces a 2-year exemption from compliance with the rule for certain stationary coal-fired power plants listed separately in Annex A. Specifically, this exemption extends the compliance date from July 8, 2027 to July 8, 2029. Clarifies that during the 2-year exemption period, the identified power plants remain obligated to meet compliance standards established by the original MATS rule prior to the implementation of the new, stricter rule. Supporting determinations for the exemption, President Trump provides 2 specific justifications for granting this exemption: technological unavailability. Declares explicitly that the required technology necessary for power plants to comply with the new, stricter EPA rule does not currently exist in a form commercially available or viable by the rule's July 8, 2027 compliance deadline. National security interests. Determines that granting the exemption is necessary for U.S. national security interests due to the risks outlined above, including potential power shortages, economic disruptions, and heightened dependence on foreign energy sources. Overview Summary. This presidential proclamation emphasizes the importance of coal-fired electricity to national economic and energy security, criticizing an EPA rule imposing stricter emission standards deemed unattainable due to a lack of commercially available technology. Arguing that the new EPA rule risks power plant shutdowns, job losses, and serious threats to national security and grid reliability, President Trump invokes his authority under the Clean Air Act to grant a 2-year exemption from compliance. This exemption delays implementation from July 8, 2027 to July 8, 2029, allowing certain coal plants additional time while continuing compliance with existing standards. The stated goal is to protect American energy infrastructure, preserve economic stability, and safeguard national security. Subscribe for more!